Greetings, everybody. My name is Fortunate, and I'll be doing a brief analysis of Quesnay. The presentation will start with his biography, his schools of thought, what he is known for, the importance of his theories, and the relevance of those theories to the study of the history of economic thought, and how those theories are similar or dissimilar to other schools of thought. Quesnay was born on June 4th, 1694, and died on December 16th, 1774. He was 8 years old when he died. He was a French economist, an intellectual leader of the physiocrats, and the first systematic school of political economy. And he also served as a consulting physician to King Louis XV at Versailles. So he's known for two schools of thought, the physiocracy and the term laissez-faire. The physiocracy is a theory for wealth. So he's the founding father of physiocrats. What physiocrats generally believed, or what is generally associated with, is that they believe that the power of the economy is derived from its agricultural sector. And they solely believed that the government must deregulate and reduce taxes of the agricultural sector in order to emulate or rather imitate the wealthier state. He was of the notion that French people or the French government must emulate or imitate the British government in order to accumulate as much wealth as the British government had. Physiocrats were generally associated to be the first school of economic thinking, as I said, and he is the brains behind the term laissez-faire, which means the minimum interference by government. What it simply means is that unless deemed necessary, the government must not interfere in the economic affairs of the state. And moving right along, we are moving to the table of economics. In his table of economics, he details his famous zigzag diagram. In this presentation, I tried to put a simpler version of what I could understand with the diagram, so I will try to explain it. Which is the diagram it's just a circular flow diagram of the economy that showed who produced what, who spent what, in an attempt to understand and explain the causes of growth. The table defines the three classes, which are the landowners, the farmers, and others, which are called the sterile classes, who consumed everything they produced and left no surplus for the next period. Quesnay believed that only the agricultural sector could produce a surplus that could then be used to produce more of the next year and therefore help with growth. Moving right along, the physiocrats actually believed that the wealth of a nation lay not in its stock of gold and silver and all those things, but rather in the size of its net product. But it was the identification of that net product solely with agriculture that the physiocrats were actually distinct with. If you look at the physiocrats and compare it with other schools of thought in the study of history of economic thought, you can see that they actually opposed or were dissimilar with the theory or the school of mercantilism. The most significant contribution of the physiocrat was their emphasis on productive work as the source of national wealth. This is in contrast to the earlier schools, in particular mercantilism, which often focused on the ruler's wealth, accumulation of gold, or the balance of trade. Whereas the mercantilist school of economy said that value in the product of a site was created at the point of sale by the seller exchanging his product for more money than the product had previously been worth. The physiocratic school of economics was the first to see labor as the sole source of value. However, for physiocrats, only agricultural labor created this value in the product of society, and all industrial and non-agricultural laborers were in other sense unproductive to agricultural labor. And Quesnay advocated reforming these laws by consolidating and reducing taxes, getting rid of tolls and other regulation that prevented trade within France. And moreover, Quesnay, I believe that he is the one that paved the way for classical economists, in particular Adam Smith, who latched on the physiocratic notions of free trade and the preeminence of agricultural sector. Thank you.